Hello. So, Scientology, what is it? Is it a religion? Well, a Scientologist will tell you that it is a religion. Now, a religion is a belief system. In other words, you actually have to believe in something as part of your religion. That could be God, it could be Jesus, it could be Allah, it could be Buddha, but there's a belief in something, and something that somebody said, or some son of God said, or some God said. So it's all in this kind of area of the belief. Now in Scientology it's slightly different, because they tell you in Scientology that you don't have to believe anything, and what's real for you is true for you. And Scientology is further described as knowing how to know. So you don't believe it, you know it. And this is, if you'll excuse the word language, this is the mind fuck. This is how L. Ron Hubbard fucks with your mind, because he gets you believing in his Scientology system and everything that he says, but he does it by telling you that you're knowing how to know. So he gets you believing stuff by convincing you that you know it. Think about that. How does he do it? Simple. He gets you to feel or believe that your life or yourself or some aspect of you is suddenly improved upon or bettered in some way. This is why at the end of every Scientology course or auditing section, do you want other people to have the gains and knowledge that you now have? And even though you might be thinking on one level, actually what knowledge and gains do I have, you always say, yes, I would, because if you've achieved anything you would share it with people. Scientologists are good-hearted people. So you got this incredible self-hypnosis going on, where you think you know that Scientology works and it would work on everybody, and that's actually just a belief. So you can see what he's done to you. He's got you believing that you know how to know. Wow. Because once you believe that it works, you can then believe the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. And I think it was Jason Begay who said that you don't believe it, you just accept it. Well, this is how he gets you to accept it, by convincing you that you know that it works, therefore it's easier to take on board the next little bit, if you like. Now the interesting part about all of this is that that simple little mechanism will take you from the very bottom of Scientology's bridge, where you're just a wog, a humanoid, or whatever you are, and will take you to the top level of Scientology, which is the high up OT levels. Or not, depends, obviously how you feel about that. But how do you get out of it? Well, you actually get out of it the same way. It's like a step-by-step process. Whereas he gets you hooked by convincing you that you know that it works, you get out by finding one little thing, just one little thing, that doesn't make sense, that's kind of incongruous or contradictory, although there's an argument that nothing in Scientology is contradictory, but you just find one little thing that doesn't sit right. It could be anything. For some people it was that you weren't allowed to read certain books. For some people it was that you're not allowed to watch TV. For some people it was being handed a card that said, why are they dead, or getting calm, or whatever it is. It could be absolutely anything. But once you get that initial doubt, if we'll call it doubt, and don't think about applying a doubt formula, because you will not get the true facts to complete it properly. Once you get that little doubt, check it out. Do a fact check. And if it turns out that what Scientology is telling you isn't true, then you're on the way to waking up from the full mindfuck that you're in. So let me take an example of that for you. Let's say, for example, Scientology says that blah 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 blah, L. Ron Hubbard was a war hero. Okay, and he won 24 medals. So you start and you do your own investigation and you find out, oh, he's not a war hero at all. He's absolutely not a war hero. He won 4 medals. Could he possibly have won medals secretly? No, that's not how medals are given. Sorry. So maybe that was just one little thing like that can get you started questioning, and then you start to research. And as you start to do that, basically it's like a house of cards. It will collapse. But you just need that one little thing, and you don't know, we don't know, as people who are trying to help you who are in, we don't know what that one little thing's going to be. We have no idea. It could be anything. There must be something in a Scientologist's life that makes them go, huh? What? That's the thing. That thing. They need to somehow circumvent the fact that their critical thinking has been destroyed and just get the facts. Look at the facts for, look at the facts against, and then come to a logical conclusion based on the facts. Nothing else, just based on facts. And you'll find that this belief system that you're hooked into, this knowing how to know thing, and it will do that. Then you got to pick yourself up, and that's an entirely different subject. Every single Scientologist on Earth is going to have their mind unfucked, and is going to have to start on that first step. Just as they started on a first step getting into Scientology, just as they first had that first cognition or that first win and went, hey, this stuff works. Well, that's what got you hooked. You've got to now find what's going to unhook you and come back to humanity and the rest of us, because right now, you're gone, guys. You're completely, utterly gone. Justice Anderson said, and I thought this was harsh when I first read it, that the adherents of Scientology are deluded and often mentally ill. I thought that was harsh, but really he was actually seeing it from his point of view, and there's a very high level of delusion, absolutely, and mentally ill, I don't know. If a person looks at black and sees white, I have to say there's something wrong with that person. If a Scientologist looks at what Scientology is and what it's doing and continues to believe stuff contrary to evidence, then yeah, there's a problem. For example, the self-betterment things, the self-betterment, social coordination. If they believe that Narconon does have a 76% success rate, then, you know, look for the evidence of that, because it's actually not there. The Narconon program was actually independently assessed, and it was discovered to have a 6% success rate. And how do Narconon say it's 76%? Well, simple. They don't count people who don't complete the course. They don't count people who relapse within the first year. They don't count people who blow for whatever reason. But basically, they massage the stats so they convince themselves it's 76%. It is not. It's 6%. The interesting thing is that if you have a drug problem or an addiction problem and do nothing about it, your chances of coming off are 13%. So doing Narconon is actually twice as bad as doing nothing. Now that's just a fact. I'm not just saying that. That is factual. So to a Scientologist, just find that thing that doesn't make sense, the thing that makes you go, huh? And really go to town on investigating, because it's your future and your life that's at stake. And I pray for you guys, and I'm not even particularly religious, but by God, I'll do anything to help you people to get your lives back, because they've been stolen by L. Ron Hubbard and his mind fuckery.